want to talk about this paper on hope, change in financial markets. What we've done, Sharmin, Sazedj and I, is to look at the words and speeches of Barack Obama immediately after he was elected President of the United States and see how they relate with something that is somewhat apart, which is the performance of financial markets. Why Barack Obama and why financial markets? Well, remember, President Obama is known as a very, very able speaker with several tricks that have been documented, and he has come to power at a time when the US was at a crisis, the largest crisis after the Great Depression. So we have a clear and a clearly identified actor, very able in communicational terms, speaking about the crisis. People should listen. And our purpose in this paper was to try to identify how the words, the tricks, the rhetoric, the political abilities of President Obama as a speaker impacts the American financial markets.
So the question I'm going to answer now is how we performed this study. We started by selecting the main speeches of Barack Obama, the speeches with economic relevance, and all the press conferences. After doing this first selection, we asked the independent observer to do the same selection, and then we used only those speeches selected in both instances. And we had like this 43 speeches. After this, we had to identify the main features of Barack Obama's speaking style. What type of features are these? Some of them are simply the frequency of some key words like hope, change, or the American dream. And others are about the style of his paragraphs, like anecdotes, how he uses anecdotes to befriend his audience, or how he uses some details to show his audience that he knows his audience and that he knows what they need and what they want. After identifying these features of his speaking style, what we did was we regressed the stock markets, three main indices, the S&P 500, Nasdaq and Dow Jones, on these features, controlling for some economic variables and financial variables.
So what are our results? We looked at these variables indicating rhetorical characteristics of President Obama and also the day of speech. What we find is that the day of speech does not seem to have a huge impact on the stock market. However, some indicators like the use of anecdotes, little stories showing, illustrating policy but with special cases, and also the use of change, words like change and crisis are associated with a negative impact on the market. So the more Obama uses this on the speech, or when he uses these words and these rhetorical tricks, there is a negative impact. This is very interesting because, for instance, the use of anecdotes is politically seen as a sign of a very able speaker, and yet we find a negative impact on the market. This suggests that some features that are good to communicate with the population at large are not good in sending a signal of confidence to the markets. So we are very happy with these results and we want to explore them further, as for the first time we look at a very, very visible political actor and its influence on the stock market.